guys, back with another video. As you can tell by the title, we are doing the July flip through. It is pretty late. It is already August 14th and I'm finally sitting down to do this. This is actually my third time trying to film this. The first one, there was just so much background noise. The second one, I thought it was quiet enough, but then John kept coughing in the background and it was so annoying. So third time's a charm. Nobody is home, so there shouldn't be too much interruption. Anyways, as you can see, we have 2 extra things here and 2 different planners than previous flip throughs. So let's get into it. This one might be a little bit of a longer one because, again, 2 new or a new system sort of, and then just a brief overview of what's going on with these 2, because if I touched it, I talk about it. All right, let's go into the thing that has been consistent the entire year, which is my work planner. This is a Take a Note A5. This is my second year. Pretty sure it's the second year of me using this. I love it because all I pretty much do for work things is list, and this planner allows me to do it. Let's first turn to the monthly, which is absolutely nothing special. My monthlies are all in pencil, and all I'm doing is writing down what's releasing for $2 Tuesday, what's releasing for newbies, what theme I'm going with, or what sheet if I need to write anything extra that's going on. So for example, in July there was the Christmas in July sale that I was part of, and so I did write that in. And yeah, this is just an idea of what should be releasing for that day. So autumn journal, autumn collection, autumn mini set, and autumn deluxe deco kit set. So I do have that on each month. Let's go into the weekly section, which, what are we doing? July. Everything's been so thrown off. I think July starts here. Yes, it does. So I think I might have went over part of this in the June flip through, but here is the rest of the week. I matched the washi tape that I was using in my Erin Condren for this week. So as you can see, all I do is list, and I like that because anything that doesn't get done, I can just keep transferring over. It's just a week on 2 pages, 4 pages, whatever you want to call it. I always choose a marker or a highlighter to match the day, and I do little headers each week or day. And I love this planner. It works perfectly for what I need, which is just listing. So here is the first week of July. I used the washi tape, and I used absolutely random stickers that I had in my stash on each day. Like, all of these are from different things, I believe. The next day, or the next week, I used the lemon deco from my shop. This is on the clear sheet, and again, just listing. I decided to just highlight this week and do some headers in the pen that I was using. Guess I had a migraine and it would stay. This is the day Jaden actually got into his accident, so going forward it may be a little bit blank. The following week I used the Sunset Chaser deco from my shop in the matte, and again, I did do some things. I think Jaden might have been feeling okay on these days, that's why I did some work lists, and then things got a little bit hectic with his, what happened? Oh, I think it was like back-to-back appointments for the kids. Appointment, surgery, taking care of Jaden, and then I was able to do some work on this day. But that's how this week turned out. I believe this one might be empty. Used some cat washi that I found on like Temu or AliExpress, one of those. Oh, I was prepping for the sale, and I think I was just kind of winging it and trying to get done what I could prep for the sale. Going into, I'm just gonna go to this page because the next week, or the next page does start August, but we have up until the 30th. I used a $2 Tuesday deco sheet from my shop and paired it with some washi from Simply Gilded. This is the cloud one. I don't think this is the original one. I think the original was a little bit lighter, but that is how I decorated this week. I believe I used a highlighter to do this header. I try to change up the headers every week, so yeah. That is my work planner. Moving on to, let's go into this one. Okay, I was watching, not so much watching because I kind of play YouTube in the background, but a lot of Common Planner, like not Sterling Ink Common Planner, but Commonplacing videos started popping up on my channel, and started listening to those in the background. And I've seen posts here and there, and I was like, that's interesting. Like, I like to write, and there are things that I would like to write down and remember, but not necessarily have it in like my personal journal, if that makes sense. So when I was hearing about Commonplacing, I was like, I think that's something that I want to do, and I couldn't figure out how I wanted to do it. So my first initial thing is I didn't want to buy anything. And so I had this Kinbor planner in my stash. It's an A6. It's like a Hobonichi dupe. And so I thought maybe I could use this. So I did start this in early July, and I ended up stopping because right after I kind of started this, Jaden got into his accident, and so I never did touch it, and I still haven't touched it. It's now been a month since this accident pretty much, and I still haven't dipped back into my Commonplace journal notebook. I don't really know. So when I started it, I was like, let me use this because it's just a planner and notebook sitting around, and I thought whatever I wanted to write for the day, I could write it on the actual day. My whole thing was like, I could do research in here, I could take notes, I could do quotes, lyrics, literally whatever I wouldn't want to put in my journal, I would put in here. And I decided to start writing it on the day. So like this one, news, I blocked off a section so I could write what category it was in, I guess you could say. So news, research. Jaden has been buying me Mofusan. I don't know how to say that correctly, but those little cat figurines, and I wanted to do a little bit of research about where it started, and so I did some research here. The next day I had a quote that I wanted to write down. This day I was going to do a little book review, but this is the day Jane got to his accident. And after that, I didn't like how this was working out because I thought, what if on one day I had a lot to write? Would I continue it on the next day? Would I put a little flap? Like, what would I do? So I decided to put this off to the side, and I had this Sterling ink 520 page grid blank notebook, and I was like, perfect, I'm going to use this. I can start it. It doesn't have an end date. I can just continue on because I realized I've been liking things to just continue on. And you'll see that in my journal. So I had this. I put a little sticker here. I absolutely love this from Illustrated by Kawi. I didn't decorate it too much, but I decided to make this little sticker. Kind of looks like a library card-ish. And so I put title, Commonplace, author, and I put me, and then the date is 2025, but I put a dash just because this could go on for years. Like, this notebook is huge, 520 pages. And so I decided to put some things down that I would like to include in here. So it's not limited to this: quotes, research, news, notes, brain dump, ideas, lists, recipes, doodles, reviews, etc. So what I understand a Commonplace notebook to be is just notes and anything that you would want to put down. And I was listening to a video, I don't know whose it was because it was just playing in the background, and she said that she looks at her Commonplace notebook as something that she would want to share with other people. So she could take it and share any of the information in her Commonplace with her friends, whereas her journal, like, she wouldn't want to share every little bit in detail of her journal with a friend. This is something that could be shared with everybody because it's information. And so I liked the idea of that, and that's why I came up with this little list, because it's literally anything that I wouldn't want to put in my journal but I would want to write down. That being said, I don't know if this is the true definition of a Commonplace notebook, but I feel like anything you can make your own, and that's what I've done. I've made this my own. The next thing that I wanted to do is I wanted to use tabs. I wanted this notebook to be tabbed up like crazy, and so what I decided to do is tab up every single new topic in this book. So as of right now, I have research and news in red tabs, reviews and recipes in orange, quotes and ideas in green, and lists and notes in blue. As you can see, I do have a few tabs here. Like I mentioned, I started this early July. Jane got to his accident, and I haven't touched it since his accident. So I'm hoping to, once I get back into routine, the kids are back in school. So once I get back into a routine, I'm hoping I can pick this back up again, because there's a lot of things that I wanted to write in here that I just couldn't find the time to do. All right, so going in, I figured the first entry, I did copy some things out of here into here to kind of restart it. And so what I decided to do is in this side here, I would write the date of whatever I'm writing, which all of this has the same date because I kind of just rewrote what was in there. And I decided the good spot to start was the definition of a Commonplace book, and I put noun, a book in which notable extracts from other works are copied for personal use. And so I put a line here to put the topic on what I'm talking about. So research, I researched what a commonplace notebook was and looked up some things about commonplacing, that it dates back to ancient Greece and Rome. And then I put personally a brain dump for everything, but mainly things that I do not want in my journal, which I took that from that video that I was listening to. I have no idea what video it came from. I wrote down some news and some research. So instead of tabbing, because like I mentioned in my little tab, research and news is in red, because these all butt up next to each other, research, news, and research, I just kept it at one tab instead of tabbing each one. So like I mentioned, I rewrote some things. I have a recipe here. I tried a copycat Starbucks iced white chocolate mocha, and so I wrote down the recipe here. I tabbed it in orange because recipes are in orange, along with one other thing. I forget what it was. Oh, I think, what was it? Recipes and reviews. So like book reviews, because I've been reading a lot more lately. I haven't been, but I have been. And then I decided to leave what the topic is on the outside of the page. So as you can see, the outside of the page is here, and now the outside of the page is here, and I wrote the date on the inside. And so I just found a quote that I wanted to write down and then tabbed it in green. So like I mentioned, I want this book to be all tabbed up in the end, and I think this would be a good thing to reference back, and I think the tabs will definitely help finding things. I don't have an index where I kind of like jot down maybe the important things, but I don't know, we'll see how it goes. I really just need to dive back into this because I haven't in a very, very long time. All right, moving on to my new planner system. So in case you missed it, I have switched up my personal planning from the journey planner. Nothing was wrong with that planner. I just felt like I needed a little bit of a change. I wanted some nostalgia, and that's why you see the Erin Condren here. I just wanted a change. So nothing was wrong with that journey planner. I do plan on purchasing one for next year, but I also plan on purchasing a Sterling Ink B6 if I want to continue this, because I don't want to miss out on the journaling planner in case I do want to go back to it, because I do like that planner, but I just needed a change, and this is the change that I had come up with. Everything that was in my journaling planner is now in a 2-book system, or 2-planner system, and I've been loving it actually. Let's get into the Erin Condren first. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with it. Let's jump into it. So I do have a July monthly plan with me up on my channel, as well as all of the weeklies that I'm going to be going through in here. I have videos on that. I might be a little bit behind at the time of me filming this as far as uploading goes, but they'll be up there eventually. Anyways, I love this. I know it looks extremely busy, but something about this I absolutely love. So beginning of this year, my monthlies have kind of evolved over this year. In the beginning, it was only me coming in at the beginning of January or late in the month prior, filling out whatever was planned for the month and leaving at that. Then it turned into me adding in plans that were coming up, and then it turned into me using this also as a highlight section, and I love it like this. I love how full it looks chaotic, and something about it I love. As you can see, everything is full. If the day didn't have something on it, I went in and wrote something on it. Alright, so like I mentioned, there is plan with me's on all of these, so I'm not going to go too in depth about all of these, but I'll just talk about it a little bit. I figured the first spread back in Erin Condren, as far as like planning goes, not memory planning, I had to throw it back to Decorate Like Me days. I didn't create a kit for it because I have so many stickers now that I just picked out washi tape and built a kit around it using stickers from my stash. I did pretty good. The pink, hot pink in this was very hard to find stickers for, so if I do this again, I'm going to make sure to pull a washi tape that I can pull colors a little bit easier, because I did have a hard time. The spread did come together, but it was a little bit hard, and I really do love my first week back in here. The second week I did use a vertical kit, which I was really excited about, just using a vertical kit in a vertical planner, and I do love how this week turned out also. I forget where this is from, but again, I do have a plan with me up on my channel. This is the day that Jaden got into an accident, but I think I did pretty well keeping up in here, so you'll see that. Embracing the blank space, which is something I would never do in an Erin Condren before, but been on a journey of embracing the blank space for a while. well. That was life at the time, and it's okay if you have blank spaces. But if you're not there yet, totally understand you, because there's a long good chunk of time where everything had to be filled in. All right, the next week was Jaden's birthday week. Definitely not how he planned on spending his birthday week. I used it was a March limited edition kit. I don't think it was this previous year's. It might have been last year's, or it might have even been the year prior, so this kit is no longer available. But Jaden was the only one to travel to Japan, and I thought the cherry blossoms would be perfect for his birthday week. I know it's pink, but it's okay, it's still cherry blossoms, and I do love how this week turned out. It's still pretty, blank spaces, but that's okay. This is a busy appointment week. Like I was saying in my work planner, this was the week. Next week is John's birthday week, and yes, we have a Tangled theme. I'll leave the explanation for the plan with me video, and at this time of me filming this, I don't think that video is up yet. I think it's been drafted on my YouTube channel, so maybe I will work on that today. But again, such a pretty week. I love pinky and corals and purples together, so this week is just really pretty. Something about this washi tape down at the bottom, I think it's just bringing me back to decorate like me days. Anytime I have 3 washi tapes at the bottom, it's immediately where my mind goes, and so that's what I was talking about. I wanted some type of comfort in my planning system for, well, I think it kind of started in June where I was like itching for that, and yeah, this has done it for me. Next week is where we go from July into August. My kids' last week of summer break was this one, and I felt like this kit kind of embodied the last week of summer break. I don't know if it was the colors, I don't know if it was the watercolor effect, but it screamed last week of summer break for me, so that is why I used it. Love these bold colors. I love how this week turned out also. Again, this video, if it's not up already by the time you see this video, it will be coming soon, and that is where we end in my Erin Condren life planner. Moving into this one, and this one has kind of a lot of explaining on the journaling section, and I'm excited to talk about it because I embraced a different type of system, I guess you could say. Alright, so let's just dive into the beginning part of it, and then I'll talk about the journaling section because that's where a lot has changed since I used this planner last. This is a 2024 B6 Common Planner, and I had this sitting in my stash, and I was going to purchase the 2025, the second half of the year, but I remember I had this and I told myself, just save some money and redate it. It's going to be fine, especially if you don't like it. You didn't spend money on it, so, I mean, you did just prior. So I did use the first book in 2024, the first half of the year. I was using it pretty similarly to how I am now, except the journaling section, which we will get to. I'm going to pull this off camera. The first tab is my tracker, and I don't really share that. I did print out a sticker sheet, which you should have been able to see in the setup videos if you want to see which one I was using. Moving into the monthly section, I didn't decorate July too much just because I wasn't sure if I was going to be fully in here or not. And like I mentioned, I moved from a journey planner, and I wanted to make sure that every single section in my journey planner could be covered in this planner, which it can be. So I had my tracker that I did have to print out because the journey planner does come with a tracker page. The meal planning section in the journey planner I was using as a kid highlight section, which worked out perfectly, but I didn't need all of the space that it was giving me, so I thought the monthly section in the B6 Common Planner would be perfect for a kid highlight section, and it has been. There's only one day where I went over the actual calendar box. Just a lot was going on this day, and so that's the only day that I did go over, but other than that, my kid tracker for every single kid did fit. Usually I just try to write one sentence about them, so it fit perfectly in here, and I'm continuing this and I love it. Moving into the weekly section, I did have to redate it once again. I go ahead and redate the entire month at a time so I don't have to think about it, and that's been working out really, really nicely. Alright, so here I do my hourly journaling. In the journey planner, there's an hourly section on every daily page that I would be doing this, but in here I actually did this in the beginning of 2024 also, and I really liked it, so I continued it in here because I didn't want to take up the journaling pages and I wouldn't know what to use this section for otherwise. The time frame is from 6 to 12, which is a perfect time frame for me, and I just decorate either with a washi on the bottom. On the side, I think you'll see I sprinkled stickers in one of the weeks, but I do try to change up the position of where my decoration is. I don't like to do it at the top because I need up here. Yeah, I try to change up the position so it doesn't bulk up these sections too much. So like you can see here, I did the decorations, some washi tape from the Coffee Monsters Co., the stamped one down the side, hourly journaling. So when I decided to go down the side again, I don't know if I just didn't take note of what was a week prior, but that's that. Change it to washi tape at the bottom. Again, just hourly journaling. I try to keep up with this as things are happening for the day, but if not, I do try to go in at the end of each day and fill in what happened during the day. I don't know, just likes to see how my day is broken up. If I don't have too much written journaling, as you'll see in my daily pages, I can at least look back here and know what happened for the day. Here is where I sprinkled in stickers. I did this after the fact though, so I had space for my writing, and then I went in and filled out stickers, which I do like this, so I'll probably do this again and just fill in some empty spaces. But that is the end of July in my weekly section, which I turned into hourly journaling. Before I flip into the daily journaling, I wanted to throw it back to one of my planners, and that is my listing planner. I haven't used it since I stopped using it back in May, but I did use this consistently for 6 months and I loved it. A few things that I loved about this planner is that it was just a continuation. I just kept writing. Didn't make any blank spaces or anything. Second thing that I love is the consistent date covers. These are from $2 Tuesday, and I used one every single day. Even on the days where I didn't have a list, I still used the date sticker and wrote why I don't have a list. So this day we went to Aulani. This day it was just all of the home things and I didn't have time to make a list, but I still wanted to use every single date sticker, and that I continued on. I never missed a date sticker. Let's see if I can find another section. So like this one, I had a migraine, I still put the sticker down. Also, what I loved about this planner is that every single day I chose an absolutely random sticker to put along with the day. Completely random. There's no rhyme or reason to anything. They never matched on the page. It was just completely random, and that's another thing that I loved about this. So 3 things: random sticker, same date dots or date stickers, and continuation. That being said, I took that method, style, whatever you want to call it, and turned that into my journaling section in here, and I love it. First of all, I don't feel the need to have to fill up a full page, but you'll see here that July 1st I did fill up the full page. I was excited. I don't feel so bad about empty empty pages and blank spaces. Wow, that's a new word. Can I turn that into a word? That's like trying to make fetch happen. Spages. Okay, that's enough about that. But anyways, so as you can see, July 1st I did write all of the things. I picked random stickers. What I did keep consistent from my other planners, I chose a marker for the day, and then whatever pen I was using, that's what I used all day. But that I did keep consistent throughout my journaling section. So as you can see, the date dots are going to be consistent. I do try to do different day of the week headers and random decorations, whatever I was feeling for the day. Once I turn the page, then you'll really be able to see, because like I said, this one takes the whole page. But let me make sure all of my pictures are covered. Okay, we are good. So let me talk about pictures real quick, since I was just talking about it. My pictures I print on the same printer that I print my shop stickers on, and I have a little template on my program, and that's why pictures are kind of consistent in size for the most part. They're also very bright, vibrant, very crisp, because I do have a photo printer. I don't use one of those like Canon IVs or HP Sprockets or anything like that in here. It's strictly I print them from my computer. I also print them on clear matte sticker paper so they don't bulk up my planner, and so that's why well, maybe not so much this one because this one's kind of dark, but that is why my pictures are pretty consistent in size as well as crisp and bright. It's because they're printed off of my computer. This one is the first day of the month, and let's just talk about the plan. It's kind of what I talked about from the listing planner, but I wanted to write the plan for this planner. Isn't that weird? Take inspo from my listing planner, from the date stickers to the random deco stickers to the continuation of days. Only fill in what I need for the day and start the next day right under. That way there is no short or blank-ish days. And that is exactly what I did, and you'll be able to see that right now. Very random, but you can clearly tell each different day, and it's just a continuation. I don't feel bad about any empty spaces being wasted. I think that's more so what it is now. I don't want to waste any pages if I don't have to. And so that's where the continuation comes in, and I love it. Love it, love it, love it. So as you can see, consistent date stickers, change up the decoration, whatever I was feeling for the day. If it doesn't match the next day or the day prior, it doesn't matter. And that's where my day separation. New pen every single day, brown here, pink here, green here, blue here, random stickers that make me happy for that day. And so here we are. This is July 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and the beginning of the 5th, because I had continued the 5th on the next day. But you will see the same pen and decorations on the next page. But I love it. I've been loving it so much. So here we have, like I mentioned, the 5th had continued on this day, which is funny because there was a 5 on this stamp sticker, so I used that one in the corner, but I can clearly tell that it's a continuation because it's the same stickers and the same pen. I do block each day. I have it in here. I just keep it in here. I keep a ruler in here, and I do block each day or separate each day with this gray pen because it's very neutral, and I just go under the day, and I specifically do 3, 1, 2, 3. I don't know, so it stays consistent and it's dark enough, but because it's gray, it's not like in your face separated. It's more separated by the different colors than the line, I would say. Again, continuing on, same date stickers, whatever sticker makes me happy for the day, and it's perfection for me right now. Here we have, I did a whole day of journaling, so it took up the whole day, and that's okay. I just continued on. Here we have some photos of my cats. So I went to go work. I have my office split in 2 now, if you didn't know, but I went to work, cat in one work chair. I was like, okay, I'll leave her there. I'll go work in my other office and do some editing. Cat in second work chair, so I guess that meant to take a break. Here's that copycat white chocolate mocha that you saw in my Commonplace book, the recipe, and I just took a picture because this is the first time that I made it. I don't actually drink this too often. John and actually Destiny, I make this for them more often than myself. I think this is the only time I've actually made it for myself. So yeah, but I wanted to take a picture because I was excited and they like it, and that's the main thing because we're saving money off of that Starbucks drink that they like so much. Moving on to another day. So I just had a short journaling section or a day on this one, and this is what makes journaling this way make sense for me. So as you can see, I have July 10th and I have July 11th. I was down with a migraine on both days, so I combined those 2 days, just did that, and just this system style just works perfect and I love it. I chose some random galaxy stickers, some random migraine stickers. This was from the vertical sheet from my shop, but I did cut out each of the letters so that I can put them in a diagonal and include both days. This is the day that Jaina got into his accident. I started journaling before he got into his accident. I put this sticker down because I was going to write a little review on this book, but instead it turned into a little review of the day. And as you can see, this is a lot of writing. I wanted to get everything out of my head that happened that morning, from scariest phone call of my life. Your son was in an accident, and I just wrote about everything that day. This is a picture in the ER after he got his elbow popped back into place. They put this cast on him. It was a very ugly and bulgy looking thing, but he also had I think fractures in his elbow, so that's that. The next day, this was the day after, and I just journaled a bit more about things that I learned from Jaden after, and so not too much decoration because I really just wanted to write. Moving on, I got some new washi, so I did swatch that. It's the Moana themed washi from Simply Gilded. Just a little bit of journaling. I ended up getting more washi in. This is from Odd Loop. It's this is called Animal Crossing washi. It's so cute. Just looking at it, I don't know, Animal Crossing makes me happy. Moving on, chose some random sunset stickers. Onto this day, I used this town washi that I don't know where it's from. It's so cute. I have a little obsession with houses right now, so this washi was perfect. I'll probably use it again soon. This day we had a surprise delivery from one of my customers turned auntie to my kid, and yeah, she sent over this beautiful tray from Edible Arrangement after hearing about Jaden's accident, and we're so thankful. So I was taking a picture to send her, and Jaden was like, should I put my arm in it? So he put his arm in it. I saved the little card that came from it. Let me tell you, this tasted so refreshing and came at the absolute perfect timing. You know why? So this is the 16th. His accident happened on the 12th. We had been eating so much fast food because we were all drained. Nobody wanted to cook. It was too hot. We were focusing on other things, and so we were just eating a lot of fast food. So this tray of fruits, we sat on the floor pigging out on this because everything just tasted so fresh and so good. So I can't even explain how perfect this was. I'm just thinking about it now because the amount that we ate off of this tray that first when it got delivered was crazy, and just I can't even tell you how refreshing it tasted. But anyways, okay, that's enough about that. I'm just so thankful, and again, sweetest people in my life, really. The next day was Jaden's birthday, so even more so, it was like a little birthday gift for him too. I put a sign tape. His sign ended up being very not extravagant at all because yeah, this was 5 days after. I did tape it to his doorway, took a picture next to his sign, turned 19, made sure to get his cast in there. He did have an appointment on this day, found out that he did have to have surgery. He was having it the next day. Picture of him and his girlfriend when we were singing him happy birthday. Journaling for this day just ended up little snippets. So birthday setup and picture time, pick up Isabella, surgeon appointment, and it was just little snippets of the day. Here he had his surgery. For my journaling for this day, I did time check-ins. I did this in my hourly journaling, but I thought it would be interesting to have it right here because I did wait at the hospital, but this was after he had some of his loopy meds, and very shortly after this he went into surgery. He wanted a picture to send to his girlfriend. He has a thumbs up here. I don't know if you can see it. That was him ready for surgery, and yeah, just every little time stamp of the day is what I wrote there. This one has 3 days because I didn't have much to write and my brain has too many tabs opened. I wrote that I was mentally drained. I was already getting mentally drained like a week prior, but it's been a tough month mentally. Got into new washi tape. I believe this is from Temu. Like I mentioned, I'm on Jaden had gotten me a lot of those Mofusan characters. I don't know if that's again how you correctly pronounce it, but I found these stickers that kind of had the same vibe as that, and I just bought a bunch of washi tape and more stickers, and I decorated the whole entire day. This was John's birthday. We didn't do much because definitely his birthday was not as planned either, but that's okay. July 23rd, and this is where just continuing makes sense because otherwise July 23rd I had a busy work day, and so I just put down a bunch of work stickers, and that was my journaling for the day. Like imagine if July 23rd was a full day, and what would I have written? I was just so focused on work, so that's why this just makes a lot of sense for me. Lost my train of thought. Jaden called me. Him and his girlfriend are eating at this breakfast place, and he's like, the menu looks pretty good. Like if you want something, I can bring it home to go. And I found something. Now he's texting me. Now I lost my train of thought again. Telling you the mental load of this month. I'm tired. Anyways, let's just continue on. I think I was talking about work and how I wouldn't have had anything to write on this day, and it would have been like a full page wasted, right? Christmas in July sale. This day I didn't want to do like full-blown writing, so I just did little highlights for the day. This little cat sticker is adorable. It's in a croissant. Anyways, moving on. Again, I just am loving being able to pull whatever I want. I mean, I could do this in my journey planner, no problem. Like I could pull whatever I wanted for the day, but I think this goes to say that I am loving the continuation and the no blank spaces. There's no reason for a blank space because I'm just continuing it. Moving on, this day we had a tsunami warning, and so I posted or printed the emergency broadcast on the phone, printed that out, and then I took a picture of a screenshot of our traffic map, and it was absolutely crazy. It never looks like this. It's actually super dark red in some of the places, and that was because we had the tsunami warning. Well, it turned into a warning. The warning is the highest one, was the seek shelter or whatever. I forget if it was I don't forget the order. I don't know if it's advisory and then watch, or watch then advisory then warning. I don't know which one it is, but at the time of it being an advisory or a watch, that's when like people started getting sent home from work, and just the traffic was crazy on the map. We were at home already, thank goodness, because he did have a physical therapy appointment. And actually when we were driving home from that, that's when it was like the lowest one on the radio. Like I mentioned, I don't know if it's the watch or the advisory. I don't know what order it goes in, but we heard that one, and so traffic wasn't too crazy. And by the time we got home, they upgraded it, and that's when they were sending people home. And then we have the last 2 days of the month, and again, just random stickers. I chose this random washi tape that I found in my stash. This way of decorating really makes me dig into my stash a little bit more, and I think that's what I'm liking also, because a lot of my things have just been sitting recently, and doing it this day where everything is random, it really makes me dig into my stash and find something that I really do want to use for the day, and I love it. I love it. I love my system right now. I truly do, and I am so happy. I am continuing on. It's the middle of August and I'm still continuing on. So these are, I will say, are my everydays. I thought I was going to burp from my coffee, but it just came out all funny and said. So these are my everydays that I love so much. Work, personal, and then this is the newest edition, which I have not been able to jump back into just yet, but I hope to do so very soon. I do want to make a cover or something, probably a paper bag cover, I don't know, but I do want to get a cover on this as soon as possible, because I don't really like the black. I like the greens and the neutrals as of right now. So yeah, this is my current lineup. This was my July flip through. I feel like we're a little bit blurry, but I'm already closing out the video, so it's fine. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoy this video. Hope you got some ideas, because I had some new ideas for myself in this planner, so maybe you took away something from that also. And yeah, thank you guys always so much for watching, and I will catch you guys in my next one. Yeah, we're blurry. Bye guys.